Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the e-commerce lab by Ecomcy, the place for everything related to Amazon FBA, private label, and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, your host. And today we're bringing you another special guest. His name is Greg, and he's the founder and CEO of ZonSupport, which is one of the top services in the space when it comes to supporting Amazon sellers to navigate everything around customer service. We know customer service is key to have a successful brand, especially if you have those issues that people complain about certain things. They give you a negative review. You don't really know how to keep that communication healthy between the brand and the customer, and that's where Greg company specialize on. And we actually met back in China a few months back, and when I learned about what they do, I thought, wow, this is definitely a service that all Amazon sellers should have under their sleeve. So yeah, that's why I wanted to bring you today, Greg, to talk everything around customer service. So thank you for being on the show, man. How you doing?
Oh, my pleasure. I'm doing well, thanks. Vincenzo, what about yourself?
Great, great. So as I told you before, going live and just coming back from a cruise. Now I'm in London weather, so back to the reality. So try to stay on top of things and not get depressed.
All right, fair enough too. It can only get better, right?
Yes, of course, of course, of course. What about you? How's everything going on your side?
Oh, look, everything's going well at the moment. I'm in Thailand on Phuket, so
Wow,
yeah, a little bit of
I'm
colour in
jealous.
my face. It might be red, it might be tanned. I don't know. Things you
Yeah.
have to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So thank you so much for being here, Greg. I think what would be awesome to start the show with is a little bit about you, how you jump into the e-commerce space, specifically Amazon, and how you founded the company. And then of course we can dive into some of the strategies and things people should consider to navigate the customer service side of things when it comes to selling on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Look, 2014, we were selling on Amazon. That's a long time ago, Vincenzo. So if you had issues with reviews, you just bought other reviews.
Yeah,
You did
exactly.
this, you did that. It was
You didn't
very
care. Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
very structured but non-structured, right? Whereas now it's very different. So just like anybody else, we'd outsourced everything, but for us, things started to go wrong. Some of our outsourced team got replies to customers so wrong it was just they lost the
Yeah.
plot. So basically, we brought it back in house to try and build back what we had. Um, and it can be tedious doing customer service, as we already know. A neighbour of ours had taken early retirement, so we were chatting to her. She was bored out of her brain. And
Yeah.
so she said, okay, look, I'll come in. And so she helped build out our SOPs and get into all that kind of side of stuff because that was her background, was actually call centre work. And so, we started to build back. And around about that time, a colleague of mine had gone into a niche and it absolutely exploded. He was well funded and invested heavily. And wow, the sales just exploded. And so
Wow.
he started having customer issues, just volume,
Yeah.
and said, look, hey, can you help? So I said, yes. And then his brother had sold an engineering works and got into a similar niche, and that exploded. He said, well, you better help my brother out. And
Yeah.
one thing led to another. At about that time, our product, which really was not particularly exciting, not really brandable, it was just like a product, okay? Really didn't have a
Yeah.
future. So that was our decision. By this time, we'd got to end of 2016, I think it was hang on, we've got this burgeoning business and customer service because we'd already had to bring on a couple of staff for other people who would join, or are we going to invest back in a property? In a product. And so I took what I thought was the easy way out,
Yeah.
and so we invested into ZonSupport. So we officially launched it mid 2017,
Okay.
um, and the rest is history. We
Yeah.
started on Amazon, and then got involved with Shopify, which has become an increasingly large part of our business. We've always done a little bit on Walmart, which is
Hmm.
a kind of a love-hate relationship. I don't know.
Exactly.
It works for some clients, but for the majority, amigo,
Yeah.
hasn't really fired. But for those who are successful, we've got a couple of clients who are doing
Do very well.
gangbusters,
Yeah.
and some other private e-commerce sellers who have large standalone sites sort of thing.
Okay.
And so yeah,
Very nice.
that's kind of where it all
Love.
started and where we are now.
Yeah, I love this story because it's similar to what I usually identify on most guests I bring to the podcast. It's like most of the solutions we offer nowadays to the public, it come out of necessity. We went through a struggle that we identify. Wow, I'm really struggling with this. I need to build a team to fix it. And then when you build the team and the system, you realize, okay, actually I can provide this support to other Amazon sellers, and
Yeah.
that's usually the case. And it's great to see that you went through that journey. And now, when it comes to customer service, the reality is that people think it's simple, but the reality is very complex because you really need to understand, first of all, what is the avatar you're communicating to, because different type of customers, for an issue they may have. But people also don't understand how keys nowadays to, try to fight the review issue, because if you don't have the right systems in place and people start giving you bad reviews and you just don't really have a nice customer support team that's there to put the brakes, things can go sideways very fast and then affects your account. You can even end up getting suspended, your listing, and so on. So I guess, I know you have a presentation. I'm very keen to bring that to the screen right now, because I know we're gonna cover everything in terms of how to navigate, the whole ecosystem of customer support. So yeah, be my guest, please, and please tell us a little bit about what are some of the things you would advise based on the experience you've been going through with some support. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And look, as you say, customer service can go sideways very
Hmm.
fast.
Yeah.
I'm originally a Kiwi, so don't ask me why, but I say that things turn to custard. Um,
Yeah.
and I think customer service is actually about the team and the people who are behind you. Okay,
Mm,
we can all sit down and analyze it to death, but our kind of difference is we're a US based team of what I say we're customer service experts. So
mhm.
I'm the one exception, obviously. I'm originally a Kiwi, but I left there many, many years ago. But
Yeah.
being local kind of matters, right? We're all remote, living lives with millions of other American consumers. So, you kind of relate in an instant to a message or something that's been said that an offshore VA might think is being too fussy or just misunderstand. So, a local can kind of read in between the lines and pick up on some little things to try to get the engagement going with your customer, because, getting that initial communication going with a customer is the first step in resolving, their concern. So people say, oh, look, I just want to get them out of my hair. So they'll send an email and say, I'm sorry, and do this and do this and do this, and this is it, it's all over. But we try to get some engagement going. You need to
Hmm.
try to get a customer to come back to you and actually say something, so you can really be sure that the solution that you've got in mind is actually going to work for them. So
Yeah.
our KPI is not how quickly we respond, but how many positive outcomes that we
Exactly.
generate. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so, and our difference is all of our clients have a dedicated customer service manager who looks after
Okay.
their customers. They have a support manager who covers for them when they're away. So, you're not worried about recruiting and training a VA and what to do, how you're going to
Hmm.
manage your customers if they're off work, because at ZonSupport we've already got that infrastructure in place.
Nice.
A customer service manager's away, their lieutenant is right in there behind managing things. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of total peace of mind, which is what it's about. So, and I
Awesome.
always say this to listeners or people who are watching this podcast: Am I describing you, or am I describing the people that you have working for you? Because
Mm,
if you're gung ho and busy and doing a lot of other things, maybe you're not serving your customers the best way you could. Okay, or
yes.
maybe the team that you've employed aren't. You've got them doing a million other things, and plus, and can you look after over there?
Exactly.
Those issues.
Like a second
Those
thought. Yeah.
customers sort of.
Yeah.
And so what I try to say to people is if you just view that your customer service is there to try to cut your returns and your low star reviews in half. Now, if that hasn't grabbed some people's attention, I don't know what will. And what I say is customer service manages your existing sales while you go chase new ones. So in other words, you need to, focus a little bit more maybe on your customer service and really be sure that they know what they're doing, because they're actually saving your existing sales. They're not an overhead. They're actually, well, they are, but they're a part of actually saving what you've already
that's cash flow
generated.
exactly.
Exactly. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about, and this is very much a DIY session. Everything that I talk about here, people can do it for themselves. And of course, if they want to use this with their outsource or talk to us, then that's fine. But Amazon refund alerts, the whole objective around here is to protect your return metrics. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about this, we see a strong correlation between returns and low star reviews, not rocket science. Okay. So if you focus on your returns and drop your return metrics, which is going to be better for your cash flow and for your account health on Amazon, it's also got an upside of resolving or even avoiding a low star review in the first place. So we run a running total. And so here's one from the end of December, 27,800 returns managed, 14,000 low star reviews managed. It's coincidence, but we see this month after month, it's around half the relationship. So there is something there. So if you're not already doing this, and if you are, please stick around, because I've got some other stuff that's, I'm sure, not what everybody's doing. Here's where you go in your Seller Central account. Okay, you hop into your notification preferences, scroll down to returns, claims, and recovery notifications. Click edit, and it's this box here, just refund notifications. Now, if it's the first time you've gone into here, the default email that sits in here is your account email, whatever you set your Amazon account up with. Is that the email that you look at and all the time? Maybe not, okay? So what you can do in here, you can add other email addresses. So you don't have to delete your favorite email or the one that's in there. You can add a new email if you want to, or you can simply replace it. And so what you do is here, you make sure that the email that's sitting in here, okay, is up front and center. This has got to be an email address that you work in every day. And so what I'm talking about is if an alert arrives, then you need to take massive action, and it's like now. So if you hive it off to some fancy little email address, and I'll get to those things later, you just miss the plot. Okay. Yeah. Customer service is about immediacy. Okay. It doesn't wait. And so what I'm talking about, and maybe many of you have seen this is what a refund alert looks like from Amazon. Now, these don't come in at the end of the month. These come in, okay, as soon as a customer's clicked the button to say, I'm returning this product. Okay. Straight away, Amazon system is going to send you an alert. And a top red box there, it's going to have the order ID. And on the right-hand side there, it's going to have a variety of different things that it says. And all we want to focus on is if it says customer return. If it says adjustment or for whatever other reason, I'm not talking about this. I'm simply talking here about an alert that you get, which is about a customer return. Okay?
Nice.
So this arrives in your email box. You open it and you see it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab the order ID, the top of the page here, and then you're going to go and paste that into your orders so you can actually have a look at this order was, and you'd be interested. You might be able to see some kind of stuff in here. So here we are. I've jumped into an order for a client, and this is for Victoria, who lives in Gearing, NE. Gosh, Nebraska, I guess.
Yes.
It's my geography. You can tell I'm not on the front line, okay? And here it says, see all 3 orders from this buyer. So straight away, you've got a return. Straight away, it's like, okay. So this is a repeat buyer.
It's a repeat
This
buy.
is actually in a supplement account. So we often see this sort of thing. But you'd be surprised, people who are selling a coaster, okay, or a set of glasses, or a some sort of electronic device.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see it's a second purchase. Good to know, Vincenzo, because it's like, okay, is this going to change how I'm going to respond to this particular customer?
Exactly.
And so is this related to a low star seller feedback or a product review? That's the next thing that must be in everybody's mind. But where is the low star information? Well, if I go back to the order ID, it's here, bottom right, seller notes. Okay. Now, this is part of our secret sauce. All right. I have to kill everybody who's watching. Okay.
They got nuggets.
Basically, it is. What this is this means that if you've got a low star review and you've replied to it, you've dropped a note in here. Okay, the date, replied to a low star review, or I've replied to a low star seller feedback, or I've had a message from a website about this or that or whatever it might be. So if you've got the note in there, then when you open this order ID, as soon as you've got the refund alert come through, you should be able to see on this order anything else that's happened in your business with this order. Okay? And so when you know that, what you're going to do, you've got the order ID, you can go send the customer a message. And so here's a template that I've skinnied down to fit the screen. Thank you for buying and now this matters, our set of cane coasters, not Greg's brand, whatever it is, okay? It needs to be in human language. So they're like, oh, okay, he's talking about these cane coasters. Because for all I know, they bought some other coasters, right? Amazon just advised that you want to return it. If you still have it, please let me know. Maybe we can save you the hassle of a return. So basically, you get the return alert, you jump in, you click on Victoria, and if the opportunity is there that you can send a message, then this is what you're going to send. If the only thing you can send is because the customer has opted out of communications, okay?
Yeah.
If the only thing you can do is send a courtesy refund, send the courtesy refund, okay?
Yeah, that's better than nothing. Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to get engaged, and guess what? They're already returning the product. And guess what? Amazon always honor refunds, don't they?
Exactly.
So people say, oh, but I don't know if I want a refund. I'm saying, look, I'm sorry, it's already too late. And in fact, sometimes when you go there, and if I look in this one here, you see the refund totals, on this order, Amazon had already refunded it. I don't care. I do not care. I want to try and talk to the customer. Because go back a few slides, I know odds on at least up to 50% chance that they've either written me or are about to write me a low star review. Okay.
Correct.
Plus, I want to know why. What was wrong? Was there an issue? Can I actually learn something from it? Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, this is what we do for all clients. Now, the response rate really depends on the niche. Parts and accessories, if you're selling in those, good luck. They are very, very low.
Very cheap. It's very cheap. They're not going to take the time. Yeah.
And even for the more expensive ones, it's black and white. It's either right or it's wrong. Higher priced items, yes, we get a stronger flow of communications. Okay. So, if you're a mega seller, if you're selling a very large volume, maybe that's a fire hose. Maybe there's an overwhelming volume. Okay. Filter it down to the ASIN level, to the parent, to the child, to the variation. Okay. Filter it right down. Are you wanting to find out why are people always returning these green sheets? Okay. Not the other 16 colors I've got. What is it? If that's going to be helpful to learn, use it. If it's not, don't use it. But if you're launching, if you've got a product launch going on, seriously, Nothing else matters at product launch, but to try to really stay close to your customers. So our most successful clients are in and out of the returns alert. Okay, they're saying, okay, I know enough now. I don't need to know any of their information. Okay, and then they're launching a product. Damn right, it's turned on, because as soon as there is a return, straight away we're trying to see, can we get some engagement, find out what's going on. Okay, so it's all a matter of being quite strategic in how you use this, rather than just look what I've spoken about and say, oh no, that's not going to work for me. There's okay.
Yeah,
so I hope there's a nugget or two that people have picked up, even if it's only the pure logic of making sure that you use your order notes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the second area that I want to talk about is your low star product reviews. And so here, what I'm saying is your objective is you really want to engage direct with these customers. It's what we want to do, right? And it was really working swimmingly well, because you could reply to all the reviews on Amazon's, on the listings, right? So we'd go in there, we'd acknowledge the issue, and we'd highlight where the customer was doing it wrong or got it wrong, or for whatever reason. But then Amazon took that away. So, customer service on Amazon in particular is like a roller coaster. 1 minute it's going well, and the next minute it's like...
It's a roulette.
Yeah, you cannot be asleep at the wheel. Okay, so this is the process, okay? If you're selling on Amazon, you must be brand registered. Otherwise, you can't do anything, my humble opinion, okay?
Yeah.
So you go into your brand registry dashboard, you're going to be able to click, and, you're going to be able to send a message or offer a courtesy refund, okay? So if the product price is high, it's a leap of faith, isn't it? But it's like, what am I going to do? And don't get me wrong, some clients, their products are worth, 150, 180, 280, $300. They're like, no, there's no way I'm offering a courtesy refund. That's fine, okay? But what it is we go in, and if it's open for us to send the message template, not only the courtesy refund, then we're going to send the message template. We've even got clients who are selling around 40 and $50, and they're saying, look, I just don't want to do this courtesy refund. It just doesn't sit with me. We're like, okay, fine. Yeah. So we jump in there, and so we adapt our SOPs so it suits the client's style and their what they want to do, because at the end of the day, it's their business. Okay.
Yeah.
But basically, what I'm saying is, if you've messaged the customer, you send a courtesy refund, you kind of want to do more than just hope for a reply. So, Vincenzo, go to sent messages. The order number is there. People are like, what? Where? Okay. Simple. Here's one. I'm always nervous with these, right? I always have to look at them twice to make sure I've obliterated anything. Kind of say that, who this was, sort of thing, okay? And so I'm looking at it the zillionth time. So, top right, you've clicked on the order ID, and this is what opens up on the top right. Yes, I can see what the order ID is, okay? And here's that silly template from Amazon. I'm sorry if you're watching Amazon. I do know you stalk me. Thanks for purchasing from our brand XYZ. This is a low star review. You left this, and down the bottom, I'm really pissed off. Sorry, I'm really upset that you could say that about my product. You can't do that, right? It's just in the template. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. And so the template went, but it's not what I wanted to say. Okay. It's not what I wanted to say. So what I'm saying is, if you go to sent message, the order number's there. Here's in sent messages. So now what are you going to do? Right underneath it, you're going to write a reply. Now, ducking back in here, already, if you've been doing it right, you've put in here the date that I'm sending a courtesy refund offer and I'm doing a reply, so it doesn't get forgotten. But what I'm saying is, right behind that message, the comms channel's open. Jump in and send a follow-up. Say what you like. Say what you like. Personal. Show empathy. Acknowledge what the problem is. Suggest what the solution is. Okay? So people say, oh, well, yeah, anybody can do that, Greg, you know. Okay, you send a template out. What happens? Well, you actually follow up. And this is the key with using locals who really, you know,
Understand.
you read the review, you get a feel for how people are feeling and what their demeanor is and the issues and everything else. Okay?
Yeah.
So there we go. So is the customer going to reply to the Amazon template? Not a lot in our experience. Will they reply to a personal message? Right? When you're offering a resolution or this or that or whatever I'm going to do, we know they do. Okay?
Yeah.
So these are two kind of twists, if you like, for anybody who's watching, okay?
Yeah.
Trying to manage returns, trying to manage low star reviews, understanding that there's a correlation between the two, but in particular, what they are kind of up to doing, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Very
I need to skip ahead because I think I must have uploaded another presentation that I've got an edit from it. Yeah.
Good. So yeah, we're gonna edit this. Yeah. That's fine.
I hope we can chop this out, Vincenzo.
Yeah, I will.
It's just too much information.
I mean, we have like 5 minutes left, so yeah.
Okay. So then if you can chop that bit out, please, and then come to the summary. Okay.
Yeah, come here.
And so this is what I've been talking to you about. You know, refund alerts. They're there. They protect, managing them protects your return metrics, helps you to deflect low star reviews, and for sure has got to increase the valuation of your business. Okay? Low star reviews, proactive comms, there's an engagement strategy in there. There's definitely a correlation between returns and low star reviews. And again, the importance of using order notes. Okay? And so there we have it.
Good, very good.
I don't know why it keeps going.
That's fine. We didn't cut that part on. But yeah, thank you so much. I mean, Greg, I think to be honest, from all the things that you show me, I 100% agree with you. I do a ton of audits on accounts, and I'm surprised when I see the kind of engagement they're having with their clients. It's so generic. They don't really add any kind of personalization. It's like a second thought. Like, I just give a refund. I just try to copy paste a template from ChatGPT or whatever, but they don't really put that personalization as you're talking about. I think it's key because if you don't, like, I feel it's very easy that the voice starts to spread on that specific niche. Like, and we see all the time. Like sometimes you buy a product and you ask your friend, do you like this product? Yes, I love this product, but I hate the customer service, or I hate how they treat you after the post-purchase. And that's something that over time, if you start getting that reputation, it can definitely affect the brand. And it's great to see all the tips that you mentioned in here, like the alerts and how to even find the messages and everything, so people can take care of that from day one. Because as you grow, those issues become bigger and bigger. And if you don't tackle them from day one, like, it's going to be very tough to then put the brakes once you get hundreds of messages of people complaining about X amount of stuff. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Awesome. So now I think you also have a promotion, if I'm not mistaken, for all our listeners, for those that wants to use your services.
It wouldn't be a decent quality podcast, would it, without putting something out there. Okay. So what I say to people, look, is customer care really the best use of your time? Okay. Customer issues, replacements, returns, low star reviews, that's all working in your business, not on it. Maybe you just want some time off. Okay. So what we offer here is if you buy any service through the link zonsupport.com/Ecomcy, then we give you $100 off your first invoice. Plus, we'll send you our up-to-date product insert, which we get good results from. I mean, customer
Nice.
service is more than just dealing with customers. It's about managing a lot of other pathways in your business that maybe I can come back and talk to you about another time. But look, all business starts with a conversation. Just click the link, get the product insert. And if you want to talk further with us, that's fine. And if you come back in 6 months' time and you've registered, then you'll still get the deal. Okay?
Thank you so much, Greg. It's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to meet you again anytime soon. I'm sure maybe we're going to meet again in China, maybe in the coming months. So let's see what happens.
Maybe it's
Yeah. Yeah. But it's been a pleasure, Greg. Thank you so much for all the tips. Yeah. I appreciate it.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.